Hey, how the devil are you? Woohoo. So, I thought that my handbrake was coming up a bit high. So I was going to adjust the handbrake today, just to make it a little bit tighter. But then when I picked up the manual, I was very surprised to see that it says that 6 to 8 clicks is within parameters. And I was like, ooh. So I checked mine, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just about get 7 out of it. So it's still within parameters. I've got my MOT coming up next month, I think it is. So I thought I'd adjust it, but that would probably pass. But I'm still going to just tighten it up a little bit, so it just about gets to 6. Okay, the first thing I want to do is remove this little bit here. Now, you don't have to remove this, but you need to lift this up. You need to have the handbrake down, and you need to lift this panel up. And what happens is, if you don't take this out, it kind of hits up against the handbrake a little bit. You don't have to, but it gives you a bit more leverage, a bit more leeway at the back then when you're doing tightening up the handbrake. So I'm just going to remove this little piece here. Whoop. Anyway, that's pretty easy, it just clips up. There we go. There we are. No hard. There it is there. Stick that over there. Okay. So now at the back here, see this little doodah there? Got to flip that up as well. Now it's quite hard holding the camera and doing this. And there you see, just the back there. Can you see that there? That is to tighten your handbrake. So what I'm going to do is release the handbrake now. I'm going to make sure I've got it in gear. I've also put a brick under the tyre so it doesn't roll forward at all. But I've also got it in gear here. So just make sure it's in first gear. Okay. And I'm going to put the handbrake down, and you'll see then when I put the handbrake down, that will come back. Okay. So it's just a bit easier to work on. Okay, let's get in the back of the car and tighten that up there. Now potentially you could just get a spanner down here and try and do it that way. I've only got ring spanners, I haven't got an actual spanner. But you probably could, maybe if you could get a bit of purchase on it, get it from there and not have to lift this up. But it is quite awkward. So I'm going to lift it, I'm going to take this nut off here. See that nut there? Hang on, let me get my pointer knife. See that there? And I take that off, and that's, I believe, let me just check what I've got. That's a 10mm. So you need a 10mm socket just to take this off here. So when you take off this nut here, don't do what I did, okay? Use a magnet or something to get it off, because it's now fallen down there. Don't know if you can see it just there. I'll point the knife this there. So, I don't have a magnetized screwdriver to hand at the moment. So what I'm going to have to do is jimmy rig a screwdriver and put a fridge magnet on there, the letter F. Today on Sesame Street, F. F.
What's the letter? 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 The letter of the day is F.
Okay, so it's got a little magnet on the back. So hopefully I can get in there and get that out. Success! If you ever need anything, just send for the letter F. So as you can see now, I've got this pulled up here. I've just propped it up on that there. Okay, to stop it falling off. And and this is the 12mm here, so I'm using a 12mm ring spanner. You can use a 12mm socket or a 12mm spanner, doesn't really matter. I'll put on the screen what it is in Imperial for my American friends. Okay, there you go. So obviously clockwise is to tighten it, anti-clockwise is to loosen it. There you go, there we are. Okay, now it's not easy because I got a ring spanner. So I'm not getting much of a turn on, and this is why a socket would have been easier. But because of this little bolt here, my socket won't fit on there. So you need a longer socket. Now I'm not going to do too much of it because obviously it's already on 7 clicks, and I don't really want it more than 5 or 6. Okay, let's just test it now before I put it all back together. So we go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's bang on. I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, so I've got it back down now. Just going to put this little bolt back in. And what I've done there, can you see that? I've put a little bit of sellotape on there, or tape, whatever, just so I don't lose it again and go through a fiasco of having to get sort of fridge magnet letters off the fridge to get my bolt back from down there. So I've got that stuck on there. Now if you've got a magnetic one, it doesn't. If you've got a magnetic ratchet or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's stick it back in. Okay, let's go and find a hill and see if it holds. Okay, so I'm on a reasonably steep hill here. I mean, the camera probably doesn't pick it up very well, but this is about just under 20 degrees, so it's reasonably steep. So let's have a look, see how my handbrake does. How many clicks it's going to take to hold me. Let's take it out of gear. Right, let's try 1, 2, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Will that hold me? Take my foot off the foot brake. So that's holding me, and I'll go up another click there. So hang on. Well, so on 3 is still moving a little bit. On 4, nothing. Oh, a little bit. 5. Now, there we are. 5 clicks sorted. That should pass the MOT. It's also worth mentioning that you need to check your brakes, your brake pads or brake shoes. This one's got discs on the back. Some have drums, so just double check to make sure they're within the legal limit. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. You can subscribe, you can like, whatever you want, okay? Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.